Central with Cliff Drysdale. Cliffy.
Thanks a lot, Barry. If you don't like what's happening at Roland Garros today, wait a minute. Isn't that what they say about the weather in Texas? This has been a very interesting day's tennis so far. Changeable events in this first set here. Jennifer Capriati started out by losing her serve down a break, 2-0. Then she broke back 2 games all, then was in turn broken again. It's 4-3 now in the first set. Steffi Graf with the break, still in hand serving 30-15.
And the pace of this match, Cliff, is a lot brisker than the tennis that's going on court 1. Both these players are very entertaining on slow red clay because they're both high-risk players. And defensively, they're both strong enough to get back some terrific shots and spit some back of their own. Jennifer Capriati held off a point that Graf had for 3-1 in this first set. Then, as you mentioned, got broken. She had a chance. She had 5 chances, in fact, Capriati herself, at 2-all for a 3-2 lead.
Which is when she was broken. Yeah.
Exactly. So
30-all.
Nice power play from Steffi Graf. First couple of games of this match, Graf really dominated. Some smudgy-looking play from Jennifer Capriati. But she's gotten back on track now, and this is actually very high-quality tennis.
Yeah, as you said, both hard hitters, both offensive players. In fact, it's been quite an interesting mix of strategy because they've both been in over half a dozen times. And we're only 7 games into the match. So Graf holds on and has a 5-3 lead in the first set. This is a quarterfinal match in the women's singles. There's another quarterfinal match going on court 1. Let's go check in. Set point to Graf. And set. This is court central, that point that you just saw, the passing shot of Steffi Graf backhand down the line by Capriati, and Steffi Graf wins the first set by 6-3.
Graf hitting an awful lot of backhand slices, which is, of course, what we expect from her. Draws in Capriati and gets her out of position enough to go for the winner down the line, and that one was struck with topspin. What a nice way to end the first set for Steffi Graf, because that should give her some confidence going into set 2.
Graf broke Capriati 3 times in the first set, broken once herself, 6-3. Let's go back to court 1. Barry? You're watching live coverage of the French Open Tennis Championships for this year, and it is brought to you by Reebok. At Court Central, you've got Steffi Graf and Jennifer Capriati, quarterfinal of the women's singles. You have, of course, been watching Mary Jo Fernandez and Gabriela Sabatini on court 1, and they, of course, are locked in the third set here. Steffi Graf won the first set 6-3. We are at deuce in game number 3, 1 game all in the second set. No breaks yet in the second. Of serve against Capriati in the first set, 1 against the serve of Steffi Graf. That's how we got to the 6-3 score. It has been a match played with a lot harder hitting, apparently, than has been going on at court number 1. A lot more offensive style play.
It's actually been a real fun match to watch. Capriati had break point in this game, but now it's game point for Graf. They're both really attacking on the returns.
So Graf holds on, and it's 2-1 on serve in the second set. Graf won the first set 6-3. Quarterfinals, women's singles, and we're live. Court Central. It is Steffi Graf and Jennifer Capriati. This is Capriati serving to Graf. Graf won the first set 6-3. 2-1 in the second. It's 30 love. Took her time about hitting that passing shot, I thought, Mary. Jennifer Capriati nearly got back to it, and she had no business really doing that.
I'm sure if Graf could have hit that backhand again, she would have done more with it. But it still got the job done. Now up a set. 2-1 and 30-15 now for Capriati. Third ace of the match.
Subaru tournament summary for you. Jana Novotná earlier today losing to the number 2 seed Sanchez Vicario of Spain. Also Anka Huber in a surprise over Conchita Martinez, who won in Italy 6-4 in the third. Tough match. And then Jim Courier, number 2 seed, is through 7-5 over Goran Pripyat in set number 4. That match played earlier today here on Court Central. This is Capriati and Graf now.
And we just heard Capriati, perhaps you heard her berating herself for putting in such a simple serve. Again, both these players are doing a terrific job of keeping the servers honest. The return games off both have been very big. And there it is. I wonder, we saw that score, if we saw Jana Novotná that she lost, I wonder if Gabriela Sabatini remembers that in 1991 in the quarterfinals against Jana Novotná, she was match point down and ended up winning at 5-7, 6-7, 6 love. And of course, she had all kinds of match points over there right now against Mary Jo. And Sabatini was in all kinds of trouble at the Australian Open this year against Mary Pierce. And once she won that second set tiebreak, having been way down, she was able to win the third easily. They're pretty even, these two have been. As you can see, the numbers are really extremely even. Capriati made an awful lot of unforced errors in the last match against Mary Pierce on the forehand side. It's her backhand that's been failing her a bit so far today. And I felt going into this match that it was going to be a backhand battle because Capriati can hit backhand winners. She can hit winners from every part of her game. And Steffi Graf tends most often to hit slice backhands.
30 love.
But Jennifer has sprayed too many backhands long or in the net. 13 unforced errors on the backhand side alone. And Graf's slice backhand has been holding up.
Game points for Steffi Graf at 2 games all second set. Graf runner-up to Monica Seles at the Australian this year in 3 sets, but she's won 3 tournaments so far.
Graf knocked Capriati out of the quarterfinals of the first Grand Slam of 1993, the Australian, in the quarters. Straight sets.
And indeed, that was the last time they played.
The only loss Graf ever took to Capriati, of course, was a very famous one, Jennifer's highlight of 1992, when she won the gold medal at the Olympics, beating Arantxa Sanchez Vicario in the semis, and then Graf on slow red clay in the final.
We will be coming back to court 1 and check in on how things are going there, but for now it is Graf leading Capriati 3-2 and 1 set to love. Court Central, Steffi Graf, Jennifer Capriati, 4 games to 3. Graf leads it in the second. We're on serve. It's been a very clean set at 1 game all. Capriati had a chance to break. That's the only break point in this set.
Considering how hard the ball is being struck on both sides of the court, it's been a remarkably clean match. It's really been fun. On court 1 with Fernandez and Sabatini, you see variety and you know all that kind of stuff. This match is all about pace. Placement has never been a premium for Steffi Graf, nor for that matter for Jennifer Capriati. Their games, because they swing out so much, their games don't lend themselves to precision. They go for power, and at times both can overhit in situations that absolutely beg for control. That's her 5th. And I think what separates Monica Seles from Capriati and Graf and everyone else is that Seles has got power, she's got precision that we're seeing on court 1, and she's got angles. She's got the whole package.
40-15.
Terrific serving, a nice easy hold for Capriati.
So it's 4 games all in the second. First set to Graf. One of the most surprising matches of last year to me, Mary, was when Jennifer Capriati beat Monica Seles at the Lipton. I remember she'd taken off about 6 weeks before that. She was not having a real good time in her personal life at that point down in Australia, as you remember, and then beat her.
Yeah, she lost that final to Arantxa. She lost then, I guess, to Sanchez Vicario, but it was a terrific performance. But I think another real big surprise was when Capriati beat Steffi Graf at the Olympics.
Olympics, right.
She was just so aggressive, though, right from the start. I think she's a better clay court player defensively than on any other surface. Nice bit of luck for Graf to bring it to 15-all. Capriati hasn't nearly the foot speed of Steffi Graf, but on a slow clay court, you can still move around quite well. As she does, she gets another half step to the ball, which keeps her in these rallies. Throughout the match, at times, Graf has pulled Capriati into the net, and that's worked well for her. Because though Jennifer can defend very well the baseline, she still has problems moving forward.
15-all.
She's been exposed by Graf a few times in this match, important times. Again, the numbers are unusually even, isn't it? And that says it all. It's been, as you can see, those are pretty good-looking numbers. And you've got more winners, you know.
About dead solid even,
yeah.
In fact.
They both enjoy pace. They both enjoy hitting off of pace.
Big point, second serve, 15-30, 4 games all.
Capriati is circling what she considers to be an out ball.
She stopped play immediately, which is exactly what she should do. Otherwise, she cannot go back and protest the call afterwards. Now, chair umpire.
That's Fabrice Chouquet.
He's getting out of his chair to check it.
And he's concurring with Capriati. So that is a very big point, because now a couple of game points for Capriati.
Break points, in fact. Graf has broken 3 times in 6 shots, and Capriati once in 2 tries.
There it is.
But remember that those breaks of serve against Capriati came in the first set. It is 5 games to 4 that Capriati leads, and she will serve for the set. Here's what happened just minutes ago. Steffi Graf, the top player in the world, against Jennifer Capriati, or I should say the top player at this tournament, not the top player in the world. Monica Seles is still there, but here it is, set point for Graf. Love 40 in this game. Excuse me, triple break point for Graf. This is Graf to get back. And get back she does. So at 5 games all now, let's rejoin the match with Graf serving. Leading 40-15 in this game. Again, live coverage, Steffi Graf, 40-15. At 5 games all second set, she won the first set 6-3. Amazing stuff going on at court number 1, and now a match here that is about as unpredictable as you can get as well, but Steffi Graf is very much in control in the second set. Now it's 6-5, having won the first set.
Quickly back to Court Central, and Cliff and Mary.
Barry Capriati is in a lot of trouble here. 15-30 in this game. She's serving at 5-6, and she lost the first set, so Graf potentially 2 points from a place in the semi-final. Sun not in a good position, as you can tell, for Jennifer Capriati as she throws the ball up to serve. Second serve.
Oh. Another forehand error from Graf. She wasn't happy with her forehand efforts against Eva Majoli, the young Croatian, in the last round, and she's missed an awful lot of them in the last few games too, Cliff. I mean, it's a risky shot of her. She's hit a lot of winners as well, but
she wasn't even going for that one. No. That looked like a nervous swing to me. 30-all. Backhand down the line, clean winner, match point.
Too. Again, that's how she ended the first set, with a topspin. I remember one of the first French Opens that this woman won. She did with an awful lot of topspin backhand, and then she's kind of retreated from that play, but she's attacked so much more these days, and she's hit a couple of beauties in big situations in this quarterfinal.
It's good. Oh, boy, talk about a high percentage play or low percentage play. You were saying earlier today, Mary, they just go for it, both of these two. Here could not be a more important point. Go down the line of the backhand, high portion of the net is a very risky venture. Deuce.
Just a bit too big, and another match point for Graf. After Graf lost to Capriati at the Olympics, she's twice again beaten her. And I have a feeling that the Olympics really woke her up to the fact that, especially on red clay, this is a very dangerous opponent.
Graf hasn't won the French since 1988, when she beat Zverev in the final love and love. Match point. Wide. Deuce again. After that French in '88, when she won the French so easily, remember the next year Sanchez Vicario beat her in the final. That stopped her from getting a second Grand Slam, and then Monica Seles made her move here at the French.
Oh boy, Mary pierced in the longest double fault in the history of tennis. Double faulted on match point against Jennifer in the last round, and now Capriati serves her first double of the day to give Graf her third shot at the semis.
It's over.
Judge that match, Mademoiselle Graf.
A surprise, Mary, or is that kind of what you expected? 6-3 and 7-5.
I thought it was a very, very fine match. I really had a good time watching that one. They both went for their shots. Again, I think Graf will walk off the court still unhappy with her forehand. She's snatching at the ball a little bit and making a few too many unforced errors. She next goes up against Anke Huber, a fellow German player against whom she's never lost. They've played 5 times, and Huber has not yet won a set from her. But I think Capriati had a pretty good-looking run here.
Jennifer Capriati out in the quarterfinals of this year's French Championships. Tough second set. And as you said, Mary, an interestingly And a well-played match by both players. Steffi Graf in the semi-final, and again, as we said, Anke Huber will be her semi-final opponent, winning today over Conchita Martinez. Sanchez Becerra in the bottom section is through already, and of course